Hashtag we tried to tell you. We spent more than a year trying to tell you that if Donald Trump, the twice impeached, criminally convicted felon, was allowed back in the Oval Office, there would be no bottom. He would be a dictator. He would be a person who would lead with no morals, no values, no principles, no ethics, no integrity, no credibility, no honor, and no decency. And that is exactly what he is doing. He cannot stand black people. He is anti-black. He is a white nationalist. He is a white supremacist. And he's attacking the first black woman to serve on the Federal Reserve, Governor Lisa Cook. Yes, this man has no shame, and Republicans are going right along with it. Last time we had our next guest, she said, we have to do everything we can to fight back. And I'm sure nothing has changed. Joining us right now is California Congresswoman Maxine Waters by phone. Congresswoman, glad to have you here.
Thank you so much, Roland. Appreciate you so much. So much going on. You know, Trump has literally determined that he can get away with so much because the power of the presidency is so awesome. The Constitution does not list hundreds of things that he cannot do. And so he's doing everything that he ever thought he wanted to do. He's ruthless, and he's using his power to literally undermine, override, show all of his racist tendencies up front, right in your face. And so you mentioned Lisa Cook. Yes, a brilliant woman, one of the board of governors. He simply told her to resign. She told him to go to hell. She wasn't resigning. I love it. She said, you're going to have to see me in court because I am not going to resign. He says, I'm going to fire you. She said, call your best shot. Because I know what the Constitution says, and I know what I'm entitled to as a member of the board of the Federal Reserve. And so she's standing up. But look what he has done. He has beaten back the universities. Columbia has paid him millions of dollars. Brown University, even Harvard now. He's threatening their research money, and they're in negotiations with him. He's going after the private sector with law firms, telling them who they can represent, who they can't represent. And so when you talk about dictatorship, this is exactly what he wants. He really loves Putin and Kim Jong-un and the way that they run their governments. And that's what he wants to do. And he's moving ahead with it. And I want you to know that in spite of the protests that many of us involved in, I've been in 11 protests on the street. Everywhere that I go, I've been helping people to understand the danger of this low-down, dirty, ornery, disrespectful human being. And so here he is now talking about the Smithsonian. And he's talking about slavery wasn't so bad. Well, you know, I don't see him going into any Jewish museum telling them that somehow they are not to be concerned about anti-Semitism. But why does he think he can get away with blacks? I don't want him touching the African Museum. I don't want him threatening to take out items that he does not like, he does not want. I mean, this is horrible. This is terrible. We know he's the commander-in-chief. We know that he can federalize, the Washington police. We know he can call out the National Guard and the Army. So I don't want our young people to try to face off with them and get killed. But what I want us to do is say to him, you go take care of your pedophile friends. You go tell us why you are protecting Epstein. You tell us why it has been said that your name is in all of the records. And so if we keep Epstein in his face the way some of the Republicans are doing, that's what he is trying to divert people from as he does all this dirty work. I want Washington, D.C. to do nothing but make thousands of signs all saying Epstein is your pedophile friend. What were you guys doing with young girls? Epstein and you forever not only having Maxwell bring young girls to you, there are young girls who still have a story to tell. Let's keep Epstein on him because that's what he's trying to avoid. And that's what some of the Republicans are really holding him to his word. And so he thinks that he can divert, he can get us, get turn the white people on us even more with his racist self and divert all of this attention. But if we're smart enough, every sign, everywhere he goes, you and Epstein and the pedophiles that you are. I mean, let's keep that in his face because this is what he wants to run from. This is what he wants to hide. He wants to get rid of. But, if we're smart, we will join with those few Republicans that are saying you promised us that you were going to unveil this information. I'm coming to Washington. I want to talk with the mayor about let's make signs. Let's everybody make our pedophile signs. When he shows up to African Museum, let's stick Epstein in his face. Let's not him let him get away. And this is what's going to bring him down.
Well, check this out. I mean, you had this Israeli cyber official suspected of pedophilia. This was a federal investigation, and Trump acquiesced to Netanyahu and allowed this man to leave the country. So they love some pedophiles.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we got to wrap it around his neck. Yes, they do. And he wants it to go away. He wants to divert the American public from it. But we can't let him do that. Let's rub it in. We got enough votes to bring it up on the floor, Democrats and Republicans. We got enough votes to bring it up. Johnson let us out early because he was stopping it. But they got to deal with us when we come back. And on the streets of Washington, I want everybody to have a sign, talking about Epstein and Trump and the pedophiles. Okay?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. He's throwing everything up against the wall to talk about that. I mean, you name it, he's trying to do it because this was hurting him. And he personally called a bunch of conservative podcasts, radio show hosts, TV hosts, telling them, hey, stop bringing this up, stop talking about it. And that shows you right there how weak and impotent they are.
Oh, they're very weak. And so many, for some reason, are afraid of him. But, what we have been taught, by our forefathers and foremothers, that we have to be in the struggle and we have to be in the fight. We don't get intimidated. You know what I'm saying? I've been talking with some older people and they said, we're going on the street. All I don't want is I don't want our people to get shot and killed by some of these army people that he's bringing in or the National Guard that he's arming. I just don't want that to happen. But we can get him. We can get him if we don't let him get away from Epstein.
Well, there's no doubt that what Trump wants, he wants a clash in the streets.
Yes.
He wants that. I was talking to talking to Father Michael Flager yesterday in Chicago, and I said, this is where he must be met with mass nonviolence. I said, imagine the signs you're talking about. Imagine if 500 to 1,000 Christians are lining the streets, holding their Bible, calling them out, and challenging them. But again, we know exactly what he wants because he wants to declare martial law. That's what he wants to do.
That's what he wants. He wants to declare martial law. They want to have curfews, and little black boys on the street will get killed. They'll kill them. They'll shoot them.
Yeah.
And so
in fact, that was a U.S. Senate hearing, and Elise Slotnick was questioning. She was questioning Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, and in that particular hearing, she said that Donald Trump, his previous Secretary Defense demanded that protesters, Black Lives Matter protesters, be shot in the leg. And so in the hearing, she was demanding to know if Pete Hegseth had given the order to do the same, and he danced around it. He got indignant, but he never said he did not. I'm going to pull it up in a second, but again, that's what we're dealing with here. And so we know exactly what he is trying to do. We know what he is trying to do. In fact, this was Mark Esper. This was Mark, and then Hegseth tried to say, oh, you can't believe everything you read in the book. Well, this is Mark Esper, who was Trump's first, he was Secretary of Defense in his first term. He said this to 60 Minutes.
He called Mike Pence an effing loser?
He didn't call him directly, but he was looking at him when he was saying it. And it really caught my attention. And I thought that we're at a different spot now. He's going to finally give a direct order to deploy paratroopers into the streets of Washington, D.C., and I'm thinking with weapons and bayonets. And this would be horrible.
What specifically was he suggesting that the U.S. military should do to these protesters?
He says, can't you just shoot them? Just shoot them in the legs or something. And he's suggesting that that's what we should do, that we should bring in the troops and shoot the protesters.
The commander-in-chief was suggesting that the U.S. military shoot protesters.
Yes, in the streets of our nation's capital. That's right. Shocking.
We have seen in other countries a government use their military to shoot protesters. Right. What kind of governments are those? Well,
those are banana republics, right, or authoritarian regimes. We all remember Tiananmen Square, right, in China.
That was first time. And here's the deal, Congresswoman. Hegseth is wiping out numerous generals, numerous leaders. They are gutting the Pentagon. They want to put in 100% loyalists. So if Trump says shoot them, those thugs will say they will give the order to shoot them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm worried because the young people, they want to do something, and they get very angered by the way that they're being treated. And so some of them, start talking loud, and they're going to be met with guns, and I do not want them to be shot. And that's why I want to fight. I want to fight him with Epstein. I want to fight him and keep the attention on what some of the Republicans are using also to try and get the information. He is absolutely brazen in the way that he's trying to avoid doing what he promised he was going to do to his own caucus about revealing what's in those Epstein files. So he'll be shocked if he walks into a protest and all the signs said, "You and Epstein, you are a pedophile lovers. What are you going to do about, why did you lie about Epstein? Why are you protecting Epstein? Why is it you like a pedophile? You told us that you did. When you said, oh, I like girls and he likes them really young. What the hell? You think you're going to get away with saying that publicly and we not know what that means? And this business of interviewing Maxwell in the prison and then sending her to a minimum security prison, a cushy prison after the interview, lets us know a deal is being cut. And she's trying to rewrite history. She's a filthy, dirty, low-down pedophile that was soliciting young girls as early as 13 years old. And now she's cutting a deal. And Trump, if we let him get away with it, we'll pardon her. That's where they're headed. He's dirty, low down, filthy.
And you're right. These people have said that at the end of the day, that how do you cut this deal? How do you cut this deal with someone allowing her out? Again, what they have done with Ghislaine Maxwell, she was absolutely in cahoots with Jeffrey Epstein every step of the way. And Donald Trump sent a high-ranking Department of Justice official, get her testimony.
Second in command, yes.
Get her testimony. And many of the victims have said the woman is flat out lying. She is lying, and Republicans are accepting her lies as if it was the truth.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, she has already been convicted because all of the evidence has been proven of what she has done in the solicitation and the violation of young girls. And so now they're going to rewrite history in front of us and take us for being damn fools that they're going to get away with not only doing an interview and then starting the deal by sending her to a cushion minimum location and leading to a pardon. She is saying everything she needs to say. Oh, she's never seen the president in any compromising position. She's never, well, the lies are being constructed and they are working on the plan to pardon her. That's exactly what they're doing.
Absolutely. When does Congress return back from this Mike Johnson scared to vote on Epstein's summer break?
We'll be back the second week in September.
And to your point, I really do hope that Democrat leadership do the exact same thing, because you have Thomas Massey on that side who wanted to put it on the record that the moment they come back, they should say, we ain't voting on nothing, moving nothing, discussing nothing until we deal with Epstein. And then enforce Mike Johnson to run. What is he going to do? Say, go away from September. And if he does that, you come back in October and you put it on the table again in November, in December, in January.
Well, what I'm going for is exactly what you're saying. Damn this business as usual stuff. I can't do business as usual. We need to shut this damn place down if you can't deal with Epstein. You can't run over this like this. We have people from our communities that's been in jail for marijuana. We've got people who've been in jail for stealing a loaf of bread. And here we have these crooks and these criminals. You pardon everybody from January 6th. Now you're about to pardon this pedophile. What the hell country is this? What the hell country is this?
Absolutely.
We got to break it. We got to break it. But it's going to take something out of the ordinary to break it. We can't go along in our committees testifying about shit that don't nobody care about. We got to say we ain't doing nothing. Break this stuff up until we get Epstein and everything that he has done before somebody killed him in prison.
Absolutely. Well, we've been covering this every single day. We're not backing down from this. We're exposing and trying to enlighten, inform, educate our people every single day because too many of us have been sitting on the sidelines, line dancing, having fun, and I'm all for that. I believe in having fun. But the bottom line is this here, the future of Black America, the future of America is at stake. And these thugs, we know exactly what they want to do. He wants to be a dictator. He wants to crush dissent. This illegal executive order banning the burning of flags is pathetic when the Supreme Court has already ruled on that. And I've been saying this, that he wants to defund Black America. He wants to destroy the civil rights, the political, the economic, the educational, and health infrastructure of Black America. That is his agenda.
He got the nerve to be in our face telling us slavery wasn't so bad. Go to Melania's country, Slovenia, and tell them what to do. To go there and tell them what to do. Don't come over here telling us that our history is meaningless, that it doesn't mean anything, and we ought to shut up. I am furious.
Well, we're every step of the way, Congresswoman. As you already know, you're welcome to the show anytime, so just let us know, and we're here 5 days a week.
Thank you so much. I love you. Keep it up. You're our talking drum. Keep it up.
And you just had a birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you so very much. I'm still with it. All right.
I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Hello, I'm Isaac Hayes III, founder and CEO of Fanbase. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. The window to invest in Fanbase is closing. We've raised over $10.6 million of our $17 million goal. That means there's room for less than 6,370 people to invest in Fanbase for the average amount. The minimum to invest in Fanbase right now is $399. That makes you an owner in Fanbase today. Go to startengine.com/fanbase to invest. Why? Because current social apps have taken advantage of users for far too long, with content suppression, shadow banning, harmful racist content, and no real tools for monetization and equity. Fanbase has over 1.4 million users and counting, allowing anyone to reach all their following and monetize their content from day one. Social media is the new TV, and whoever owns the apps that distribute that content have the opportunity to own potential billion-dollar companies. While big platforms with uncertain futures are failing to serve their users, Fanbase is stepping up to fill the gap. Don't wait until it's too late. Invest now, invest for yourself and your future. Go to startengine.com/fanbase and own the next generation of social media.